Hi, this is Leigh, and I'd like to welcome you to Alchemy Intuitive Arts. And if you're so inclined, please smash the like button and subscribe. I am your cosmic guru to take you on a trip through the spiritual galaxy. And if you're into that sort of thing, then punch your ticket and let's go. That said, let's get into it. So today we are going to talk about the different ways to keep your vibe high. Now, we see everywhere people are talking about how to vibe high and keep your vibrations high and, keep your frequency high. What do you do to do that? How can you do that? Well, many of you know the most basic fundamentals are to meditate and to pray and to have gratitude. Those are some fundamentals. But there's other ways that you can keep your vibration high, or if your vibration needs a little tune-up, then you can use these different ways to help yourself get better. So one of the most important ways to keep your vibration high is to eat high vibrational foods that are essentially as close to being from the earth as possible, nothing from a box or nothing with lots of chemicals. We can't always make these choices, but make these choices as often as you can to help your vibration. Along with that goes drinking lots of water. And you also want to drink water that's clean. I mean, there's a lot of crappy water out there. They say that the water that comes out of the tap oftentimes is not that good for you, or has a bunch of residue, drugs or whatever kind of things don't get cleaned out at the chemical treatment plant. Not everyone has the opportunity to drink water from the earth, fresh from the earth, like say from a well that's been cleansed naturally. And I myself actually purchase the water that I drink mostly, although I don't drink it 100% of the time, but I do try and drink clean water if I can. Another way, as you know, is to keep the chemicals out of your beauty routine. And that's really hard because almost everything has some kind of chemicals in it. But you can make these choices, and the good thing is these choices are getting easier to find. I mean, even at places like the dollar store, once in a while you can find some things that are actually pretty good for you. Recently I've found some pretty good essential oil soap and some decent things for cleansing the face and stuff like that. So if you read the labels, you might be able to find something that works for you. Another way of keeping our vibration high is by honoring ourselves. Because when we honor ourselves, we are allowing our natural vibration to be at its highest frequency. So what do I mean by honoring ourselves? I mean things like being honest with people. Now, people often think that, what's a little white lie here and there. Sometimes people think, well, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings if I tell them the truth, Say your girlfriend asks you if she's, gained some weight, and of course you're going to say, no, doll, you look great. But I'm talking about the kind of honesty where it's important to be real with other people, because sometimes when we're not real with other people, when we're not honest with other people, this can actually not be good for us. And we may be leading people down the yellow brick road, and they will be thinking one thing and we're thinking another thing, and eventually the universe or karma is going to catch up to that conversation, and the actual real situation is going to come out in the open. So it's better to honor oneself through honesty. And when you do that, that helps your vibration, your personal vibration, to be high. And that also helps keep your throat chakra clear, as well as, speaking your mind just in general. Perhaps somebody tells a joke that's not cool. And instead of, saying something, you laugh at the joke or whatever. You're not being yourself about something, or speaking up over an issue. Maybe there's something at work or something with somebody, a friend or your children, or who knows what. It's super important to be honest with your children, because if a child realizes that a parent is not being transparent with them, then that's going to lead them to have confusion about their own perception of reality and about their own perception of life. And especially if there's somebody around who often will tell, the story a different way. I know I grew up in a situation like this, where I had a parent who was always adding to the story, or the story was never like my brother and I remember the story being, or things would be said that I knew were not true. But the problem was that it made me kind of question my own self, like my own perception of things. And so, that's what happens when kids live with that kind of things, where the dots are not connecting, if you know what I mean. The other thing going along with that is the power of saying no. And this is a big one, because a lot of people, same thing, they don't want to hurt people's feelings. You know, they don't want to upset the other person. Perhaps they feel like if they say no, then they're going to jeopardize something in a situation or a relationship or whatever it is. Say your friend invites you out and you're just exhausted and you really would rather just stay home, stay in bed and watch Netflix, right? But instead you say yes and you go out and you have a good time, but you really wished you would have stayed home that night. Well, those kind of things where we say no are honoring ourselves as well. And when we honor ourselves, that keeps our vibration high. And sometimes saying no can be something big, you know, something bigger. Say somebody wants you to buy them a car or whatever, and you want to help them, you know, you feel led to help them, but you don't really have the money, but you go ahead and do it anyways because you want to please them. And then you're stuck with this big situation that is difficult. That had one honored themselves originally, they would not be dealing with the stress and strain later on that leads them to lower their vibration, lower their personal frequency. Of course, there's a really simple things like getting out in nature, putting your bare feet on the ground, just being out in nature, looking at the sunshine, getting fresh air. All these things are so basic, but these are the things that fundamentally can keep your vibration high. And if you throw in exercise, some form of exercise along with that, boy, that's really going to help keep your vibe high. And especially if you're in a situation where you may be going through some spiritual attacks or dealing with some difficult people or, you know, difficult situations at home, this is going to help you make better decisions. When you're vibing high, you're going to have more clear mind, your chakras are going to be more clear, and you're going to make better decisions for yourself. And when you make better decisions for yourself, then everybody is better off. The other way to keep your vibration high is to not have annoying puppies. No, I'm just kidding. Is to listen to some high vibrational music and perhaps dance, sing, you know, dance around your living room, or, you know, listen to put the headphones in while you're vacuuming or whatever makes you happy, in your car, in the shower, wherever you are. You know, just do it. Put the music on. Singing helps clear your throat chakra as well. And this altogether helps keep your vibration high. Some people even go to the point of becoming celibate. Now, I myself have been a celibate person before, and I think it's a good way to keep your vibration high, especially after a relationship that, say, for example, wasn't very healthy. It helps you, you know, clean your energetic field, so to speak, and it helps you to retain the positive energy that you have, and it helps you to elevate your frequency. And that's not for everybody. So, you know, that would be a personal choice. But I think the most important thing is to be aware of that and be careful about who you're being intimate with. And, you know, think once or twice before making that decision.